Thousands in the Bay Area lost power after a rare mix of weather. It began last night and then continued into the morning. And at this hour, there are still several thousand customers waiting for their power to be restored. KTVU's Greg Liggins here now with more on the problem.
Yeah, Frank, at the peak, PG&E says about 29,000 Bay Area customers lost power, primarily in the East Bay. Now, the utility says the issue is due to a mix of weather conditions that create problems with equipment.
This burning power pole in Richmond is an example of one of the problems that plagued some PG&E equipment overnight. The utility says the first light rainfall following months of drought led to a somewhat rare problem.
Whenever we've had a long dry spell like we've had, dirt and dust and salt accumulates on the lines. And when the first mist and light rain comes along, it turns that mixture into mud. And mud conducts electricity. And so it causes damage to the system and electrical outages.
So the fires and arcing that occurred on some power poles could have potentially been avoided had the rain been heavier. This pole at 42nd near Roosevelt in Richmond is one of several showing the scar of overnight flames.
So I look out the window and the pole's on fire, but just at the very top, it's just like sparking and there's some fire at the top. But they put it out pretty quickly.
An El Cerrito couple found themselves among thousands in the Bay Area lacking electricity.
So this morning we woke up and we did not have power. And then we went out to do a few errands and returned, still did not have power. I was moving today and had to gas up my U-Haul and all the gas stations were closed.
The outage also knocked out power to traffic lights and businesses like this corner market in Richmond that opened but was unable to take electronic payments. Amanda Morgan was one of several customers who came in to buy ice.
Just to keep my meats from going bad because they're getting a little bit warm in the refrigerator.
By 2 p.m., PG&E reported progress on restoration with slightly more than 9,000 customers powerless, a drop from what PG&E says was roughly 29,000 at peak. PG&E says it has a line washing program primarily centered around large high-voltage transmission lines, but is expanding the program to distribution lines serving neighborhoods.
We did do some washing in the East Bay at locations in the East Bay as we expand this line washing program, but apparently we couldn't get to all of it.
The most recent update now puts the number of affected customers at just over 7,600, the vast majority again in the East Bay. PG&E says it expects most will have power back by midnight, but that pockets of Richmond, El Cerrito, and San Pablo may not see power restored until Monday. Frank?
Greg Liggins live for us. Greg, thank you.